The record didn't come out, but although the 8-track now is in the 8-track Hall of Fame. But it was, yeah.
Tell them the sad part about the 8-track thing, though. When we actually got a copy.
We actually got a copy of it, and I guess they had just put the Flatlanders sticker on the front of the 8-track tape, but when we found an 8-track player and put it in the machine and listened to it, it was actually Jeannie C. Riley singing. They didn't even bother to actually make master tapes to put in the 8-track tape. And needless to say, that depressed us somewhat.
That was our welcome to the music industry.
And by September, we had all gone in different directions. And that was, the Flatlanders lasted about 6 months. Of course, it came out 10 years later in England, and then 20 years later, that record was finally released in the United States in 1991 or something like that. But being as how this is the 40th anniversary, Lloyd Maines called me a few years back and said, do you remember that record that y'all recorded in Odessa? I said, oh, that wasn't a record, that was just some demo tapes. And he said, no, I just heard that. I heard those tapes, and they're great. And we never really listened to them because we didn't have anything to play them on. None of us had a tape machine. Recorded on a 3-track tape machine, which didn't exist anymore. And but we got together with Lloyd and listened to those tapes, and there was 14 songs on them, and so we're going to release those tapes this year. It sounds really good too. We're going to have our first gig is going to be in Odessa, Russia.
The rough part about doing that, recording that tape in Odessa, was that we had to go through Midland. Yeah, we made it.
But you know who owned that studio? We didn't know where we recorded because in 1971 Odessa didn't have that many recording studios. But amazingly, Tommy also, who y'all all know in Dallas, many people from Laurel listen to Billy Hart. And yeah, he used to have a club down at Deep Ellum. And Tommy also had built that studio, and we just found that out just a couple of years ago talking to Tommy on a show that we did. And he set us straight that he said he built that studio from the ground up. And so that's where we recorded, and we're glad that somebody had sat on a shelf in Lubbock, Texas for 30 years in a closet.
It was a dry shelf.
I wish I had a song that went with that story. Oh, I'll play one. I went. I think Jimmie went to Denver, Butch went to Clarendon, and I went to New York City with my friend Eddie Beethoven. In the fall of '72, we decided we wanted to see the leaves change colors in New England. And we jumped a freight train in Amarillo headed to New England and ran out of money in Texarkana. Anyway, a couple of weeks later we ended up in Cleveland. All the leaves had fallen off the trees, and I made this song about how where you think you're going is not always the place that you end up. One day I went and left my home out in the west. Said I was headed for the Silver State. All along the line, I was dreaming all the time, dreaming of the shine I kissed my love goodbye. I said, honey, don't you cry, for I'm headed for the Silver City. If you could read my mind, you'd know that I'll be fine as soon as I do my time in the Silver City. For 2 weeks and a day, I slowly made my way to the gates of the Silver City. My first night on the tent, heading to the Silver City. It was to fall and not be seen at all in the Silver City. I got caught for a crime down, and the policeman said, son, don't you try to run in the Silver City. He locked me in his jail, knowing to go my bail. When can I sail away from the Silver City? Now the moon shines through the bars, my love waits in the stars. I'm glad that she is far from the Silver City. If she could read my mind, she'd know that I'll be fine just as soon as I do my time in the Silver City.